All right, the Reds, it's Talking Reds, and we have...
Welcome back, Gareth Roberts.
All right, the Reds, it's Talking Reds. I'm Gareth Roberts. This is Lizzi Doyle. We are in the Liverpool Gin Distillery on Castle Street, obviously. Now, we're doing some work with Liverpool Gin this season. They are one of our sponsors this season, and we are currently in a gin lab. So you might want to get down and make yourself some gin. There's loads of mad stuff here that you can lash in your gin and have a bevy.
Horace's root.
Horace's root, indeed. It looks posh, to be honest. I've never been in here before, but it's very, very nice. And so yeah, come and get involved. It looks the business. But anyway, the Reds. The Reds are back. Tonight we get to go and welcome the European champions back home to Anfield, a full house. Norwich City standing in our way. Norwich City's manager, Daniel Farke, already saying that this is the best team in the world that he's playing against. Obviously not talking about Norwich. It's boss, isn't it?
I can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. Are they bringing the European Cup tonight? Do you reckon they'll bring it out on show, or do you reckon Klopp's gone? Listen, because he said, didn't he, as soon as the start of the season kicks in, you forget about it.
Yeah,
You're not European champions anymore.
I don't think they will. I mean, it's happened before in the past, hasn't it? That, you know, like way back when, you know, bringing out the cups just to like rev the crowd up and all stuff like that. But I think he wants to move on, doesn't he? And I think maybe that would be perceived as being a little bit classless if you did that. Yeah. We'll probably beat Norwich anyway. The 22-1 Norwich. To win tonight at Anfield. I don't even
think that's a good bet, you know.
No,
don't waste your money.
I mean, you'd always get someone who'll go, oh, put a fiver on that. Don't bother, just buy a bevy. Comes to the gin distillery, whatever. But yeah, it's interesting stuff yesterday in Klopp's press conference. He was, of course, asked about transfers because it was the transfer deadline yesterday. No more business for Liverpool. The squad is what it is now. We can all shut up about it, which is good, and we can concentrate on what really happens, what really matters, which is the stuff on the pitch. But he was asked about Coutinho, and then that was followed up overnight by something Chris Bascombe wrote in the Telegraph, which was saying they were offered him. Surprise, surprise. A deal was mentioned to Liverpool. It would have been in the region of wages, loan fees, whatever, 100 million quid. Me personally, I'm not for a minute in any way gutted that he hasn't come back.
I'm not gutted. I did say, if you're looking at it objectively, if you're looking at it as the player Coutinho, then fine, he's a great asset, but you've got to take it into context as to how he left, when he left. I don't think he necessarily left on really bad terms. I think we all expected him to go to Barcelona, but then you start to think when he dug his heels in, faked the back injury.
Yep.
And it was very late on, wasn't it, that he put the transfer request in.
It's like the day before we were playing Watford's first game of the season.
And have a little bit of respect for the team that you play for a couple of years, and it might sound like I've changed my tune, but when you've just said that in the region of 100 million, like, we've done unbelievable business getting rid of him for, 140. So it's fine, like, he's a thing of the past, and unless it was the best move, and the way that we're all saying trust Klopp at the fact he's not signed anyone, if he would have brought back Coutinho, I would have trusted Klopp, because to me that screams out a manager who was so focused on harmony within this squad. He would have had some words to say to Coutinho, and you knew that Coutinho would be living by Klopp's rules and Klopp's rules only. But the fact that he hasn't come back, the fact that we were offered him and gone, nah, like, you feel a little bit smug, don't you? It's like when your girlfriend or your fella leaves you for someone else who's like dead fit, and then they go, oh nah, they haven't got a personality and they want to come running back, and you're like, no, sorry, it's all right, we don't want you anymore. It feels a little bit like I'm a little bit smug.
I'm honestly absolutely sound with it. I just think, yeah, he's a good player. He was great for us. He's capable of double figures in terms of goals, etc. He's good on free kicks. He's a playmaker. He brings something to any team. I get all of those arguments. But you can't have plans for a season and then last minute throw a grenade in it and just explode them everywhere and expect all the players to be sound with it. They've worked on what they've worked on. They've worked on the patterns. They've worked on the shape. Coutinho, as you say, is the past. And I didn't want him back. I really didn't want him back. I'm happy with what we've got. I'm happy to back Keita, for instance, to do more this season. You wouldn't back him to do more this season if Coutinho's kicking around, maybe, because he's getting in his way. So I'm absolutely fine with it. I trust the manager. The manager's brought the 6th European Cup to Liverpool, and therefore he's worthy of all the trust in the world, equally as backroom staff as well. I think a lot of the crying and the whinging that I've heard and seen over the summer, I just think, you know, we can't ever possibly know everything that goes on, and they do.
Yeah.
They know what players want in terms of wages, they know what fees are being discussed, they also know how good our players are and what they're doing in training and where they are in their development. So when Jurgen Klopp says, for instance, Brewster is now ready, well, there's no reason to doubt him. He is ready and he's going to contribute. And if you'd have brought a forward, for instance, and put him in the way of Brewster, then I don't think you sign someone like Harvey Elliott in the future, for instance, because these players, everyone knows who they are. Everyone knew who Brewster was when he was at Chelsea. Liverpool got him because Liverpool can say, this is how you get to the first team. Same with Elliott. If you change your tune and just start spending money and these players are kicking around in the reserves and don't see that progress, other players of the same ilk won't come in the future.
Yeah, he's got a plan, hasn't he? And the thing, what I will say is, because sometimes at the Anfield draft or us personally or whoever get accused of being the FSG mouthpiece, it's not about that. Like, for me, I actually fully understand. I actually really understand when people get frustrated at our transfer window. Like, when you see headlines knocking around that every single team in the Premier League has outspent Liverpool, and 13 out of the 24 in the Championship have, and you go, bloody hell, what are we doing? And what I will say, it's hard because you can't judge it because the season hasn't even begun, and I feel like I understand why people have reservations. To be honest, I have had them. I've flipped to and from. I've gone, I trust Klopp. What are we doing? We're European champions. This is our time. I've gone between the two, and it's fine. We care so much. We want to win the league. We want to win something next year. But we've got, like you said, we've got a manager who has got our highest ever points total in history, run what is arguably the best Premier League side to 1 point in the league, won a 6th European Cup with that squad. If Liverpool wanted to go for the quadruple, I think you would have seen business, but I think that's not in Klopp's plans. I think he wants another trophy straight away next season, whatever trophy that is. We'll soon see where his priorities lie. But we are not Man City. End of. We're not. We're Liverpool. Yeah. And we've never done business like Man City, and we're not going to start doing business like Man City. The business that we do is bloody good because we brought in Alisson, we've brought in Van Dijk, and look what they've done. You know, they're record-breaking fees for a goalkeeper and a defender until slabhead time for Man United. But, you know, it's not as if we've never made statements. It just means to me that we've got nothing wrong. Like, Harry Maguire going for 80 million is mad.
All the best.
It's mad.
Is he better than Van Dijk?
It's a great signing. It's a great signing. I think as fans we get a little bit caught up in transfer fees in terms of the numbers. We don't actually pay for them.
He's good.
He'll improve them.
It's not 80 million.
He's not, but it's not, to be honest, it's not the fans' money. So you just need a defender. You get a good player in. It's one of them. But they're panic buying now when you've seen the way that they were going in for Dybala. That was Liverpool once upon a time. Yeah. But we're sat pretty now going, it's nice to see everyone panic around us, and City are always going to strengthen. City have got the money, the resources. Yeah, Liverpool have money as well, but they do their business completely differently. Let them. We're never going to be Man City, and I'm happy being Liverpool.
If it's a race to the top based on money alone, then Liverpool lose. It's that simple. And
exactly.
Liverpool have got to be cleverer, Liverpool have got to be smarter. And you look at every transfer pretty much that Klopp's done since he's been here, and there's hardly a dud among them. So to me, again, he's earned the trust. So, you know, do you sit on your money and wait for someone you really want, someone you're 90% sure improves the team? Yeah, you do. And they've had a look around this summer. They tried to do business. They tried to get a left back in. It didn't work. He didn't go. He went to, the lad from Bristol went to Bournemouth, didn't he? So there was one that they were definitely trying to do. There was no doubt others as well. Again, there's loads of a story that we don't ever know. Like, I remember Klopp saying something like 70% of what goes on at Liverpool Football Club, you're never going to know about it. And that's how it should be. And I'm fairly happy with that. I just think we crack on now. We go to Anfield tonight. We watch a brilliant side, likely blow away Norwich, or likely win. And that'll do me. That'll really do me. And if we need to do business, then we know, don't we? And we'll do it in January. Yeah. And I just think we've got to trust them. And any conspiracy theories and all that fly around, and you mentioned the PR thing and all that, and I've seen the conspiracy theories, FSG this, John Henry that, and it's just, listen, you knew what you were getting when they came in. I remember everyone saying when we had Hicks and Gillette, I'd be happy for Liverpool to live within their means, and that's what they are currently doing. In fact, they're punching above their weight. You know, if you look at it purely in terms of money, Liverpool are something like 5th to 6th now in the Premier League. Wolves have got more money in terms of their owners. Their owners got more money than FSG, and yet there's Liverpool posting 97 points, the 3rd highest total ever in the league. They're doing all right, you know.
It's absolutely sound. It is sound. Like I say, it is hard to look across the park and see a treble winning side still signing players, and we could say they're improving. We don't know yet until the season kicks in. But
I
understand. It's not a, well, you know what I mean. Across the 62. God, Everton fans got the ropes up then. Across the 62 to our title rivals who you go and come on, give us a break here. Are we ever going to win a title against this money machine? But you've got to, if you want to win the league and you want to be like them, well, that's fine. That's your opinion. But that means that the club sort of changes. And if that's what you want, then that's your opinion. But I would quite like Liverpool to remain with some dignity and integrity. And not saying that because City actually haven't spent a lot this year. They had a mad window, didn't they? Where I think Guardiola spent something like $500 million since he's been there, 500 million. But they haven't had like a mad window, but they're going to keep bringing players in. Expect it, they're not us. That's not our team.
They broke the record,
Try not to worry about them.
They broke the record again, and they bought another fullback, and you know Pep Guardiola spent about £1 billion on fullbacks now, and then he moans when anyone has a pop at him about spending money. You spent loads, lad. Absolutely.
But he
loads.
Can do though, do you know what I mean? Like they can.
I
don't think people should criticise them in a way, because we know that they're going to spend, and we know that money leads them to league titles. And if we want a league title that bad, you've got to ask yourself, okay, well, do we go down that route and to have everything that we've built with Klopp and the feeling of the team? And Man City might have won the league, they might have won the treble, but they didn't have that moment in Rome. You know, where the players come and were with the fans. They didn't have Barcelona, where the players lined up and sang "You'll Never Walk Alone" with the fans. They didn't get that because that's what Klopp's built. If you want that, then be patient with them. It's all your opinion. But for me, I'm happy with this side, the European Cup winner side, the 97-point side, and I can't wait to see them tonight at Anfield.
Everton's pointing in the right direction. It's a great time to be a Red. It's a great time to get involved with what we're doing at the Anfield Wrap as well. If you don't already, get involved as well. You can subscribe to audio, you can subscribe to video, you can read what we're doing on the site. And this weekend as well, to give you the taster of what you get, if you do subscribe, both the post-match show and the post-match pint video will be free, but only for this weekend. So they're there to have a look at, to have a go at, to see what it's all about. And then if you like it, please do subscribe. And as I say, read the site as well. There's loads of good stuff on there, AnfieldWrap.com. Little mention as well for the fact that there's a Trent Alexander-Arnold mural commissioned by the Anfield Wrap, pushing the fan support and food banks campaign. If you've got a bit of spare food, bit of stuff around the house, tins in the cupboard that you don't really use, put them in a bag, bring them down to Anfield, drop them off at the points around the stadium, and you will be helping someone out in the Anfield community. And take a look at the mural as well. It is on Sybil Road in Anfield. It looks fantastic. Trent loves it as well. Go and get a picture with it. At us in, because we want to see your pictures. We want to see everyone smiling outside it. And yeah, enjoy yourself at the match. The footy's back. The Reds are back. The Anfield Wrap's back. I'm back. We're in a gym gaff. I don't really know why, but you know, what the fucking Reds.